What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's one, the only. It's Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, happy Friday, dude. I am wound today. Let's go.
Oh, can't help but bring that energy sometimes. It's Friday, why not?
Oh, man.
We're moving through a period of huge releases, so I'm looking forward to a nice long weekend.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend. We got a lot on the gaming dock, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it. Where everybody can join us live right now, though, you can hit us up at twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as Inside the Game Official over on YouTube every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show, are you ready for this? I tweeted it out yesterday. If anybody followed me on Twitter, you would have caught this because SpiderMan arrives on PlayStation once again this November 30th at the end of the month. GTA continues to sell. Dude, who doesn't own this game? And what's the PlayStation Vita trademark up to? Because we'll talk about that too. Yeah, it's not good news.
That's a bit of a mystery.
It's not good news. It's spoiler. It sucks. Dude, but let's get going because here, Marvel's Avengers SpiderMan event is coming November 30th. This came in a press release. Okay, let me highlight this. SpiderMan event coming in a press release. That was it. That's what I got. I was like, where's the big reveal? Like, where's the big announcement? Where's the showpiece? Where's the stopper? Where's the hype? And I got a press release.
An event? Is that what we've been suspecting?
Yes, this is exactly what I suspected was going to happen, Scott, because the world of Xbox is not getting Spider-Man. It's just the deal with Sony that brought Spider-Man over to the PlayStation platform for Marvel's Avengers, and that's what's going on. Here's the update. Here's the press release I received. You ready? Marvel's Avengers update adds new Claw Raid and the PlayStation exclusive hero Spider-Man on November 30th. Free update for owners of Marvel's Avengers also brings increase to a power level cap new shipment system. So they got some cool things happening here, right? In addition to the raid hero, the update brings with it several new and improved systems, including shipments. The shipments features provides an entirely new path to earn coveted cosmetics, resources, and other items strictly through gameplay, a highly requested option from the Marvel's Avengers community. Each shipment costs 500 units. That's the in-game currency for those who aren't a Marvel's Avengers player, and it pulls a collection of nearly 250 possible items, with a small chance of rewarding a premium outfit unavailable via any other means of acquisitions. Best of luck, but luck isn't required to get the outfit. Players will automatically receive it after claiming 100 shipments. Power level increases from 150 to 175. There's a new 4-player Claw Raid. Has me pretty excited, so that's pretty cool. That right there, Scott, should have been the press release. That is it. And in that press release came a bevy of images. Not one of these images, not one, not a trailer, nothing featured Spider-Man. We're getting a new Spider-Man. We have no idea what this entails whatsoever. We have nothing, no info on the Spider-Man except for what I received here about Spider-Man and with great power hero event. This is what we get. The legendary web slinger Spider-Man will come exclusively to PlayStation players in the November 30th update, along with the Spider-Man with great power hero event. Spider-Man's high-flying acrobatics bring an entirely new way to experience the game, either solo or with friends, and his unique movement and combat abilities are sure to be a great addition to the strike team taking on missions in the Avengers Initiative. Players will experience Spider-Man's story through unlockable challenges woven throughout the Avengers Initiative. Peter Parker learns of a deadly new threat and must partner with the Avengers to stop AIM from acquiring technology that could make their symbiote army unstoppable. Dude, it's an event. Why? Why isn't this? Honestly, I know why. I will tell you why, Scott. Let me break it down for you. What's going on here? So we're getting this event, Spider-Man event. And this, you know what? I really figured this is what we were going to get. I didn't think we were going to get the War of Wakanda experience that we all received, right? All of us. So whether or not you're on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Stadia, it doesn't matter. Everybody got War of Wakanda, right? Spider-Man, exclusive to PlayStation. That was a PlayStation deal. I get why it happened. It sucks that it happened because this now keeps Xbox fans, Stadia fans, PC fans out of the loop for playing as Spider-Man, right? Kind of irritating when you're a big Spider-Man fan, but it's the whole reason I purchased Marvel's Avengers on PlayStation.
Yeah, well, it's exclusivity is now what's preferred, especially when you get into things like this where it just becomes like a hit and miss scenario.
Dude,
I was just hoping, can Xbox get an exclusive too? I'm not saying the Master Chief, that's way out there, but I'm thinking, can we get the Punisher, even Spawn?
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
Disconnected from Marvel, but why
somewhat
not?
Yeah, and
then if we can't get Spider-Man, can Spider-Man just diversify as a brand? Can we get Noir or the future one? Let's divvy it up. Is there Spider-Man enough for the rest of us?
No, apparently not, because it's only coming to PlayStation. This is why it's only an event and not a whole story arc like War of Wakanda. I wanted Manhattan, right? Like that's what when you're in Spider-Man, you were Spider-Man, you're slinging through the streets and you're web shooting this and web shooting that and tying up things, but the biggest part of Spider-Man is the ability to swing through high places and the mobility which Spider-Man brings. A lot of corridor stuff here with Marvel's Avengers, open world, foresty areas. There's a desert like scenario. What am I grappling onto in that case? So the initiative is a multiplayer experience for Marvel's Avengers. You go in, you log in, you bring your friends in, and away you go. You can experience this completely solo, which I will probably do for Spider-Man. And this is where Steve and I will come in. We'll do the event. We'll record our thoughts, give you our review on the event like we always do, and then we'll probably go to bounce. I'll be honest, that will probably be the extent of it, dude. And that will be it for us. I'm going to check out the challenge card. It might have me hooked. We'll see. I am definitely a big Spider-Man fan. I actually have my Spider-Man shirt on right now. But it's one of those things. I'm a huge fan.
I've got my Spider-Man pajamas on. But
got my Spider-Man boxers. Let's go. It's when you compare it to Insomniac and what they're bringing, I wonder if that's where the issue lies. Is that we're definitely going to be comparing it to the new release of Spider-Man and Miles Morales. And then you get into Marvel's Avengers. Now, each iteration now with Marvel's Avengers, we see each hero come in as their own formula, right? Crystal Dynamics went in with their own situation of what they wanted each character to look like and how they wanted to feel. So I have high hopes because all the characters, most of the characters anyways, have felt really, really cool, really, really good. My favorite still being Hulk. Black Panther is right up there though. Black Panther is really good. Black Widow is cool. I know my son he's maxed out Kamala Khan. Steve on the show has maxed out Black Widow. I've maxed out Hulk. My brother's maxed out Iron Man. Like, we have a group of people that I know of that have really powered through this game and really put a lot of time into it and played it because we adore not only the franchise, but the game itself too. But we talked about it yesterday, Scott, that the games as service model came right from the president of Square Enix and said Crystal Dynamics was not the studio to do this. Here's my question then, right? Exactly. That's a huge slap in the face. There's no way you should have said that at all. That doesn't need to come out. That's not the last thing you want to say. Well, what's that do? That tempers people's expectations now of the game. Right?
Yeah.
It really puts a sour taste now on a Crystal Dynamics. They've got to be really annoyed now that they've come out and say, hey, you guys probably weren't the right studio. Whether you think that or not.
Their company's stock may have dropped. And let us be the consumer be the judge of that, really.
But what's Marvel think of it too, at the bigger side of things, right? Here's the biggest thing, Scott. This bit of news of Spider-Man, which is probably one of Marvel's biggest IPs beside the Avengers, right? When I think of Marvel's Avengers I think of Spider-Man. Marvel is a huge IP. Spider-Man's been around for so long. It's one of my
It's the Hulk Ultimate Destruction for me.
Oh, dude, that game was sick. That was a ton of fun too. But the problem is, dude, why wasn't this in State of Play? I get the claw raid scenario. Do that in a press release. That's fantastic. They sent me pictures. Cool. I got pictures posted. That's fantastic. Okay, sweet. Where's Spider-Man? We saw absolutely nothing on Spider-Man. You should have been in the last state of play, because that last state of play sucked, and that would have jumped everything right up to the roof, right? With this new announcement, you are right there showcasing to those who are at the PlayStation event. This is what you're getting come November 30th for PlayStation and Marvel's Avengers. Why wouldn't you have been there? That is a missed opportunity, and I don't understand. I would love to talk to somebody at Square or Crystal Dynamics to find out, well, why weren't you there? Like, this is the biggest showcase for you right now to push that, because you're exclusive. Why wouldn't you partner with your exclusive company?
They were going for somewhat of an indie third-party kind of thing, but maybe it was the ruling as far as Sony was allowing. Maybe they weren't going for kind of the big AAA titles at that event.
I don't know.
But I agree, that would have been...
That makes sense,
I don't know why
doesn't
you
it?
don't just mush them all together, really.
Well,
This would have been a good bookend on that presentation.
they stated, they being PlayStation at the time for State of Play, this is a third-party showcase. And I went, this is an indie showcase, isn't it? And sure enough, that's what it was, and that was fine. A lot of people did not like that showcase. But dude, you brought Spider-Man to that showcase. You either open that or you end it with Spider-Man. And that would have been, oh crap, here he comes, Marvel's Avengers. Everybody jumps back into Marvel's Avengers. They get ready. Boom, Spider-Man drops at the end of the month. We're all pumped. That would have been exciting. Instead, I get a press release saying, hey, Spider-Man's coming. Right? Like, it's just kind of, man, you're messing with one of the biggest IPs in Marvel history. Why wouldn't you want to showcase that? So I'm kind of, now it makes me a little nervous, honestly, about the event and what we're getting into. How short is this thing? 2 hours and we're done?
Oh, that would be, after the amount of anticipation, that'd be kind of sad, wouldn't it?
Well, exactly, right? Because we've been building the hype, hoping for this War of Wakanda situation, and it's just not gonna come. It's an event. Like, it's the Kate Bishop event kind of thing is what we're getting. So if you play Kate Bishop, you know you're only there for maybe 3-4 hours. And I'm expecting that's what we're going to get here for Spider-Man. But then I have Spider-Man now as my roster of heroes to choose from, which is going to be cool. But at the same time, I'm like, I really wanted more.
Because they want you to replay the game as Spider-Man now.
No. All right. Dude, I think I've vented enough for the last 12 minutes. Everybody, thank you for bearing with me on my tendencies to go off about Marvel's Avengers. It's one of those things when you love an IP so much, you kind of... It's not that I'm hating on Crystal. I'm not hating on Square Enix. I'm questioning what's going on there because I want them to do better by the IP, right? And that's the biggest thing. Yeah. So I just want them to do justice to it, and they can make it work. But I'm really skeptical now of just getting a press release saying Spider-Man's here. But dude, let's move on because Grand Theft Auto keeps selling. Like, I just don't get this game. Grand Theft Auto 5 sold more than 5 million copies last quarter. 155 million units sold overall. This comes from Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer. Dude, GTA is just unstoppable. That's just more what it comes from. More than 5 million copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, the game released nearly a decade ago, were sold just last quarter, bringing the total units to a whopping 155 million units. This news story comes the way of VentureBeat, which reports that the Rockstar developer open world game has generated more than Scott, I can't even say it, dude. $6 billion in revenue.
Oh
my god!
This is why they keep selling it, guys. This is never gonna end. There's still about maybe 1 billion people that don't have it.
I am baffled who does not own this game already, but it's generated $6 billion in revenue since 2013 release. GTA 5 became the most profitable entertainment product of all time 3 years ago in 2018, as reported by GamesIndustry.biz. And it seems like the game has no plans to give up that time anytime soon for that title. Dude, here's the other side of it. You know the remaster's coming. How many people are going to buy that?
I was just about to say. It's not as though it's launching on a new console. I mean, not yet. It will. And you can best be assured it will release on the next console as well. But I was wondering, does the Xbox fridge have anything to do with that? Does that thing have a screen?
Dude, I want that fridge so bad, but
So do I.
These new GTA 5 numbers come from Take-Two Interactive's latest financial report, which details the second fiscal quarter earnings. The quarter ended on September 30th, according to VentureBeat. The company beat not only Wall Street's expectations, but its own as well, after netting $984.9 million. That's up 3% from last year, to which was an exceptionally great year for video games due to the increased purchase as a result of the pandemic related to quarantines. Quote, I would say the pandemic is over. Really? I think we're certainly not seeing that in working conditions, and therefore it's hard to believe we're seeing it fully in consumer patterns. But I think we're close to the new normal. This comes from Take-Two CEO Stras Zelnick over at VentureBeat. That's who he told. Sorry, it was VentureBeat. So that's exciting to see that GTA still sells. But dude, when you just wait, the new one comes, it's gonna sell even more, and it's not gonna end. That's the biggest part for me. Is it, dude? If they hit 155 million units, 155 million units sold now. What happens when they release it on next gen consoles, the remastered versions, right? Like, holy.
Now there is a shortage of new consoles, but we know that that's not going to slow down the sales at all.
Absolutely not, dude. I'm hesitant, but I'm almost guaranteed to buy that copy too, which will make it my fourth copy of the game, I think.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I'm thinking about it now.
Right?
I'm just wondering when it's going to release onto the Nintendo Switch and to a whole new batch of sales.
Well, yeah, honestly, I guess if you think about it, I can't believe the old version, like the PS3 version, Xbox 360 days of Grand Theft Auto 5, has to be able to work on the Switch, right? If they could put The Witcher 3 on the Switch, which, mind you, doesn't run perfectly well, but it runs, right? I'm sure they can bring that over to the Switch. I just wonder if Nintendo's like, I don't want that game on our platform. We're Nintendo. So,
maybe. That's completely possible.
That's just because they are the family-friendly console, and that's kind of what I'm getting at, being a little snarky. But dude, let's continue on more GTA news, because GTA Online rewards players with double payouts for original heists all week long. Rockstar is kicking off GTA Online Heist Month with a good reason to revisit old heists. This comes from Odo over at GameSpot. Dude, this kind of has me wanting to get back into the heists. I never had the crew to roll with to get into these heists, but Rockstar is starting Heist Month off with a good reason to revisit the game's original set of 5 heists. Players can complete the Felicia job, Prison Break, the first few jobs, and they'll earn double the rewards for the next week. Anyone who goes out of their way to complete every heist, save for the Felicia job this week, will walk away with something extra. Those players will earn themselves an extra $500,000 delivered to their accounts by November 14th. Players who complete the Felicia job at any time will also get an extra reward in the form of Felicia livery for the Ubermac cipher. Yeah, that's what, dude, that's I really want to kind of go back into the world of the heist, because, so I said, I didn't have a crew to roll with, but getting back into that scenario, it still feels so clunky to me. That's my biggest problem. We downloaded it, I want to say like 6 months ago. And after coming off of Red Dead 2 to get back into GTA, the controls they weren't clicking, man. I had a hard time getting in the control scheme again.
Yeah, it is just a little bit different. I guess a little dated now. Maybe that's part of the issue. But looking at my brother, he's downloaded Grand Theft Auto again, probably the 100th time he's done it. And he never played many of the raids with myself or my roommate at the time, so I'm looking at that like, well, is it time to do it again? Dude,
I'm in. If you do it, I'll do it too, because you have to have a team, right? That's the thing, you need that team. I might be able to convince Kyle to join us, we'll see. But dude, let's get on to the world of the Vita. Rest in peace, Vita, because Sony's Vita trademark partly revoked for non-use in the EU. EU General Court rules the name can be used for data carrying programs or audio and or image carriers. This comes from James Batchelor, GamesIndustry.biz. Sony has lost some of the rights to the trademark for the term Vita after the European Union said its non-use opens it up to other parties. Sony registered the trademark for a variety of items, most obviously with regard to the game playing device. It also trademarked the Vita name with regards to data carriers containing programs and audio and or image carriers. Isn't that interesting? So here's
they freed up the name. Are you waiting for the Xbox Vita? How big of a slap would that be? Oh.
They come out with the old Duke controller attached to
it. A thing of art as well.
Dude, the biggest thing for me is if they've let that slide, dude, we're not getting a Vita 2. That is just not going to happen. And you really had to wonder if Sony in the back of their mind was going, the Switch is doing really well. Like, the Switch is doing incredibly well. Should we do another Vita 2? Allow everybody to bring their games over to the smaller screen, a handheld, and have them on the go. Because right now, let's face it, they don't even have a solid streaming platform, right?
No.
They don't. They have PlayStation Now, which is doing okay, but like it's not like Stadia. It's not like GeForce Now with the ability to just kind of take your game and play wherever you want. They're dabbling in that infrastructure and they're getting to that stage, but it's just not there yet. But the Vita would be a means, especially, dude, we just saw Steam Deck come out too, right? Like that's been revealed that's coming. So is it a time for them to reiterate on with the Vita 2? Maybe you don't. Do you need the Vita trademark if you call it Vita 2?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
I'm not certain on that actually.
No, I kind of wondered that just now. I'm wondering, like, is that one of the things we can get away with? Like, is that a term that they can use to do something with it? Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not enough. I don't know, man. But it's kind of like crap. I love the Vita. I have my Vita. It is literally right behind me. I still have it. I can still plug it in and charge it. I bet you it is dead as anything right now.
Yeah, the battery has likely eroded away now.
But yeah, oh man, I love the Vita. It was such
when did the Vita come out?
Yeah, it came out in early.
I have to check this now.
I wonder if I had it in the 2011. I want to say it was 2013, somewhere in around there. The PlayStation Vita launched in 2011 and was discontinued in 2019. Dude, there's still developers. Like we talked about it this year, how developers were still putting stuff out for that platform. And now it's just gone. But rest in peace, Vita. You will always live in my heart somewhere.
I want Nintendo and PlayStation to trade. I want PlayStation to get the Switch kind of style. Let's do that again. But, iterate on it. Give it a good tech. And then I want Nintendo to get the Vita. And just see what they can do with that, It'd be a little silly, but...
It would be cool. Scott, we're wrapping up to the end.
PlayStation get the 3DS. That's my last idea.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there, buddy. But either way, dude, we're almost done. We're almost out of time. What games do we have coming out for today? Because there's some big ones.
Yes, we have the Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC launching on Switch that is known as the Happy Home Paradise. There is also a behemoth in the room. Call of Duty Vanguard has released today, and that is on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and PC. Then we also have Let's Build a Zoo on PC.
And wrapping things up today.
Happy memories to Planet Zoo.
Dude, I played Planet Zoo. I like that game, actually.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one. But everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. That's been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official, because somebody needs to give us the official ITG back. Until we get that, though, you can always hit us up later at InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott, and it's the weekend, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you all back here on Monday, Inside the Game.